What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Back with a follow-up video that I just dropped yesterday, and there's a reason for it. So let's get right into it. Now, I did a video yesterday called Canelo versus Khan, Does Size Matter? 155-pound catchweight boxing ego. You see, March 12th, 7:10. And I want to play back a part for you. Let me find it for you. So I disagree with Oscar. I think size does matter in Canelo Khan, and I think we'll see that on May 7th. That's my honest opinion. And if that's the case, if size doesn't matter, then why doesn't Canelo, who's clearly big enough, go up and fight Gennady Golovkin? Why is he fighting a welterweight? And if size doesn't matter, why is this fight taking place at 155 as opposed to an actual weight category in 154 or even lower than that? Why don't you go back down to a catchweight like Mayweather at 152 or anything so Khan doesn't have to travel up 8 pounds by himself? You know what I mean? So I think Oscar is just trying to pacify the people by saying, oh yeah, it's all about skill. So you guys heard it yourself. Now let me go over to a video that was just uploaded today. So you've seen the timestamp on my video, March 12th, 7:10 p.m. This was just published today, March 13th. And it's Amir Khan. And guess what? Amir Khan clarifies Canelo's team demanded 155 weight. I didn't want to make it at 155. Now, I'm not going to steal Fight Hype's shine. You guys go over to the video. The link will be in the description. Check them out, subscribe to them, and watch the video. But I'll paraphrase with their caption, their description. Amir Khan, in this interview, I watched it. He says, that's not true. I'm moving up from 147, and I wanted that big mega fight. They said to me, it's only going to happen at 155. We tried to negotiate a little bit lower, but they wouldn't have it. I didn't want to make it at 155. I wanted to make it a little bit lower, stated former world champion Amir Khan. So again, check out the Fight Hype interview with Amir Khan. Now, the thing that's funny to me is I do videos like Does Size Matter? I told you I didn't agree with what Oscar De La Hoya said regarding Canelo Khan and in this fight saying size doesn't matter. And you guys heard it. And what I said was almost identical to what Amir Khan just says. He says we tried to make the fight at lower than Canelo weight of 155, right? And when Ego says it, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You're foolish. Yeah, right. Oscar's right. You're stupid, right? So when I say it, it doesn't hold any weight, and you hear it from the horse's mouth. So it's just it's a relief. It's a good feeling when I say stuff and I hear boxing trainers and boxers, and in this case, the fighter that's in the fight, and he's corroborating exactly what I said. It just lets me know where my boxing IQ is at. So it is what it is. But I agree with Amir Khan. Now, this is the other thing. Some people are going to probably leave outlandish comments. Amir Khan's lying. If you really think about it and analyze the situation, what reason would Amir Khan have to lie about not initially wanting the fight and trying to negotiate it at lower than Canelo weight? Like, what reason? Because in the end of the day, he's still taking the fight. He's still the one that's moving up from 147 to the full 155, right? So he's still going through with the fight. So it's not like the fight dissolved and they're not fighting. He's still fighting it at the Canelo weight. So he's still taking the challenge. So what reason would he have to lie about, oh, hey, I wanted it because I'm coming up from 147. I wanted it a little bit lower. And that's not the truth. So I don't think that Amir Khan has any reason to falsify his claims in that Fight Hype interview. Other reason is this happened before. There's published reports, and you guys can do the research, but you can a simple Google search. There's articles that were published from Team Canelo where they said they'd been calling out Mayweather for over a year and a half. They wanted the Floyd Mayweather fight, obviously before the fight, and they said we'll drop down to 150, fight him at a catchweight. And the Mayweather-Canelo fight happened at a catchweight of 152, and all of a sudden during the All Access or whatever, the Team Canelo was saying it was Mayweather's idea for the catchweight, and Leonard LB was like, that's not true. He was like, his team was so desperate to make the fight, they said, we'll fight you at 152, and they proposed the offer, so we took it. So if his team's having regrets or it's putting Canelo in a harder position, he has to diet more, that's their fault. And Leonard LB says, like, that's your team's fault because they're the ones that submitted the offer and we just accepted it. So little things like that lead me to believe that Khan is telling the truth because, again, what reason does Khan have to lie? And then you look at even the Floyd Mayweather catchweight situation with Canelo. There were published reports where Canelo said, will fight him at 150, and all of a sudden they didn't want to take ownership for the 152 catchweight, where the fight was actually held between Canelo and Floyd Mayweather. Now, I'm not a big fan of catchweights. It is what it is. But I think since it is a part of boxing, you got to take it by case basis. And the fact is, Amir Khan's only 3 fights in his welterweight career. And a catchweight in this situation, since Canelo's so big, would have probably made more sense. You know what I mean? You don't want to go up to 160 fight Golovkin immediately. You want to marinate it, let it build. You know what I mean? Why make the smaller guy, despite any pictures or whatever you guys think about Khan bulking up? The fact of the matter is he has not performed for 12 solid rounds at a weight of 150 pounds or more, period. So whether it's a catchweight or not. Now, not to mention going all the way up to 155. Now, last thing I want to say is in my initial video, check it out if you haven't seen it. Canelo Khan, does size matter? I am a realist and I appreciate the sweet science in boxing. So the reason I disagreed with Oscar De La Hoya in this video was based on this particular matchup. I don't think styles, I know styles make fights, and I don't think size matters in every instance, right? Like you look at Manny Pacquiao versus Chris Algieri. Chris Algieri was clearly taller, looked bigger framed than Manny Pacquiao. But in that particular, when you look at all the facts, Manny Pacquiao had more big fight experience. Manny Pacquiao has more power. He was a southpaw. He's faster than Chris Algieri to me. Probably trickier footwork, things like that. So in that instance, you've seen what happened. Size didn't matter. It didn't matter because Chris Algieri doesn't punch as hard as Manny Pacquiao. Or you look at Floyd Mayweather versus De La Hoya. Floyd Mayweather versus Maidana. He won those particular fights. So size obviously didn't matter in those fights. But that's because Mayweather has a special style that he's able to nullify a bigger man. He does little things. He has a tricky defense. He's very cat-like, very elusive. So in those instances, size doesn't matter. But in the case of Amir Khan, because that's what I do, I look at the two fighters. Size can matter, but it doesn't have to matter. It just depends on that particular matchup. And in my opinion, Khan versus Canelo, I disagree with De La Hoya because I think in Khan versus Canelo, size does matter and will matter on May 7th. Again, there's times where size doesn't matter. I've seen smaller guys beat up on bigger guys. I've seen punchers lose to non-punchers. You know what I mean? I've seen it all. But when we're talking about this particular, the fight in question, Canelo Khan, I think Canelo's size will play a factor in this fight. You guys let me know who wins this fight. Drop it in the comment section. Hit the share button, hit the like button, the subscribe button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next videos, Ego signing off.